Don't you love it when things are both easier and more affordable? Like when the rain washes your car for you. Or like when you save up to 10% by bundling your renters and auto insurance with USAA. Bundle with USAA and start saving. Get a quote today.
There are people out there all across the country pushing boundaries to grow the game of golf. Like champion speed golfer Lauren Cupp, who plays faster than anyone else. And Will Lowry, whose work in the golf community inspires more kids to get into the game. As a champion partner of the Masters, Bank of America supports everyone determined to find out what's possible. In golf and in life. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America. Bank of America N.A. member FDIC, copyright 2025, Bank of America Corporation, all rights reserved.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities. So do like I did and have one of your assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today. I'm told it's super easy to do at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
This episode is brought to you by Walmart. New beauty is in bloom at Walmart, and it's all about springtime radiance. From Drybar, Tula Skincare, and hundreds more available online. Walmart has the premium brands you want and this season's on-trend products for flawless, glossy hair and hydrated skin. Big name beauty brands? Check. The things you love? Check. Find trending spring beauty and all you need to look and feel gorgeous at Walmart, on app and online.
Lowe's knows how to freshen up your yard, and it all starts with mulch. That's why we're introducing Mulch Week during SpringFest with can't-miss savings. Right now, get 5 bags of Stay Green Premium Color 2 cubic foot mulch for only $10. Plus, members earn 5 times the points on select mulch purchases all week long. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 4/9. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Points are awarded on eligible purchases. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change. Excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
Drink it in, man.
Cornbread! Cornbread! Touchdown, Detroit Lions!
Drink it in, man.
Cornbread! Cornbread! Touchdown, Detroit Lions!
Drink it in, man. Drink it in, man. Detroit Koolaid. Detroit Koolaid drinkers. What's going on, everybody? You know what it is. Your host, Derek Okrie. You can find me on Twitter, on X, at Derek Okrie. It's spelled the only way you can spell it, DEREK OKRIE. Talking about those Lions. Michigan Wolverines, fantasy football, Pistons, Red Wings. You guys know what it is. The only thing I don't is the sport we shall not speak of. But today, I'm going solo. And you know what I'm talking about. The same thing I've been talking about, I'm going to talk about because we're 2 weeks out, basically, the NFL draft. We don't have time to mess around. So I don't know how this show's going to go, but we'll see. But what I want to do is almost a process of elimination for players that the Lions will select mostly at 28 in the first round, or if they move up for that player. So I got a list here. I'm going to work my way through it. I'm going to scratch some names off. I'm going to keep some names on, and we'll kind of see what bundle, what stack of players we end up when it's all said and done. So before we get rolling, a little Detroit Kool-Aid for you. Fill up your glass. Drink it in, side of cornbread.
Cornbread!
Make it a double.
Cornbread!
So let's do this. Let's see here. What's the first name I want to pick out here? There's guys here that are probably going to go too early, guys that are going to maybe be there late. Let's see. Guys that interest me, but that we can scratch off the list. Let's start with a few of those. let me see here. I'm actually gonna go just in the order that I wrote them down, which is not like, hey, this is Oakrey's desired order of players, excuse me, or these are like the way that I would do it. These are just sort of how I scribbled them down. So I'm just going to go in order that way. It's just easier to keep track of. So the first name, Gray Zabel, the OT, interior offensive lineman, center for North Dakota State. You know he's staying on my list. I like his versatility. I like the fact that at the Senior Bowl he took on all comers. He's a position of need. He's a future pick that we can play wherever we're needed on the offensive line, whether it be inside, outside, or center in the future. So he's staying on my list. Ezaraku from Boston College. He's staying on my list. I think he's very, obtainable there in the 20s, preferably at 28 without having to move up. He's going to stay on my list. The next name, Mike Green, the rush player from Marshall. I'm going to scratch Mike Green off my list because every mock I've seen, he goes 15, 20-ish. He never really gets to 28, so I'm going to scratch him off my list. Jahad Campbell. My boy, Jahad Campbell from Alabama. I'm here to tell you this guy, if he's healthy, will be a stud player in the NFL. He looks the part. He's got all the traits. I can't see this guy not being good. But I did bring up on a previous pod here recently that I heard there are injury concerns, as well as just, do the Lions really need another interior backer? That's what this guy's projected to play. So I'm going to scratch off my boy, Jahad Campbell. Next name on my list, Will Johnson from the University of Michigan. You guys know we're big Michigan people here on the show. We love the Michigan Wolverines. We dislike that team down south.
Hey, listen, Ohio State sucks.
And just to remind everyone out there, it's been like 1,200, 1,500, nearing 2,000 plus days since they've been vanquished 4 times in a row.
Ohio State is vanquished.
Just want to let you know that. So Will Johnson's on my list, one, because yes, it would be crazy for him to go all the way down into the mid to late 20s. Could he fall into the mid-teens or upper 20s and the Lions maybe jump up for a player like this? Possible, but injury concerns. I don't think he'll slip that far. He could even go really high. I'm talking like 6, 7, 8, 10, 12, like that type of range. So Will Johnson scratched off my list for this exercise. Tyler Booker, interior offensive lineman, big, 330 plus, tough, says all the right things, captain, motivated type player for his teammates, fits a position of need, but as I previously mentioned, can he move his feet? Can he pass block? Is he just a run block? Is he worth that type of selection? For now, and just because he's not my ultimate favorite, even though I could see the Lions loving this player and taking him, Tyler Booker from Alabama is off my list. Emeka Egbuka.
Ohio State is vanquished.
Just a friendly reminder, but I love the intangibles of this player. I love the fact that Egbuka is safe, he's productive, he can do lots of different things on the football field, he helps you score touchdowns, move the sticks, all those types of things. But I don't see the Lions kind of taking that type of wide receiver. I know they like just productive, safe, good football players, and that's what he is, but I don't know. Part of me wants to keep him because I kind of have this itch to get a receiver, and he's a much safer, easier pick for me than Golden or Tet McMillan or some of these other guys you would consider, even the guys you would wait on in the second, third plus round. But for now, for this exercise, because I'm trying to whittle down my list, I'm going to scratch off Emeka Egbuka, partly because of the reasons I mentioned, partly because of this.
Hey, listen, Ohio State sucks.
There are other players from that school I shall not speak of, so I may continue to use that drop. We'll see. What about Walker from Georgia, kind of the rush player, outside linebacker? You know, it seems like, will he be there? Will he not be there? I mean, he's not a guy that I've done a ton of homework on, so for this exercise and in general, I'm going to, let me see. You got a couple of the kids from Georgia.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. When your computer breaks, you don't wait for it to magically start working again. You fix the problem. So why wait to hire the people your company desperately needs? Use Indeed's sponsored jobs to hire top talent fast. And even better, you only pay for results. There's no need to wait. Speed up your hiring with a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
This is a message from sponsor Intuit TurboTax. Taxes was getting frustrated by your forms. Now, Taxes is uploading your forms with a snap, and a TurboTax expert will do your taxes for you. One who's backed by the latest tech, which cross-checks millions of data points for absolute accuracy, all of which makes it easy for you to get the most money back, guaranteed. Get an expert now at TurboTax.com. Only available with TurboTax Live Full Service. See guaranteed details at TurboTax.com/guarantees.
So good, so good, so good.
New markdowns up to 70% off are at Nordstrom Rack stores now. Fresh kicks, spring tops, new dresses. There's always a score.
I mean, the denim section is unreal.
Why do I rack? All the dresses.
I always find something amazing.
Head to your Nordstrom Rack store to find can't-miss deals on all the spring things. Great brands, great prices. That's why you rack.
It's time to rewrite the vacation rules. With Royal Caribbean, your family can look forward to just about anything. Break the thrill barrier, roaring down the tallest water slide in North America. Jump into breathtaking jungles and jaw-dropping coves. Vibe off the charts on our private island Perfect Day at Coco Cay. And end the day knowing things are just getting started. Because this isn't just any vacation. This is all the vacations. Come seek the Royal Caribbean. Ships Registry, Bahamas.
I'm going to leave Walker on my list for now. We may circle back to him. The next name I have here is Derek Harmon. He spells his first name horribly. I mean, I think his mother meant to name him Rick and then gave him a DER for some reason in front of that. I don't know what's going on with the name. Here's my thing with Derek Harmon. I've seen some tape on him. I've read up on this player, and like, there's a lot to like. There really is. Interior rush player, stout, big, physical, smart, good care, all the things that you look for. But I don't love him because I feel like we have Pascal, we have Levi, we have the big. He's not a big nose tackle, but you know what I mean? We already have other big bodies, and we have guys like him that can rush from the inside. How many of those can you have? Is this a pick that you could have because you love the player and then you kind of grow into him being a focal piece, being better than Pascal, being better than Levi when those guys maybe move on if they don't produce this year? There's a lot of what ifs with Derek Harmon, but for now, there's enough good and enough safe and enough good character, enough. You can never have enough big bodies that move people and get after the quarterback that I'm going to scratch him for now. So Derek Harmon is safe for now. Walter Noland, the interior rush player from Ole Miss. Now, I've read up on Walter Noland. There's things from an athletic standpoint and a rush perspective to like about the player. I recently saw an interview where he was loving up Jackson Dart, his quarterback, which I love Jackson Dart, and I think he's going to go high in the NFL draft, but like, I don't know that he's going to be some do-it-all amazing pro. I think he's like that intriguing prospect that teams are going to take higher than they should because you need quarterbacks, and he has swagger and is maybe a better version of what I thought Zach Wilson was or is going to be. So I like he's talking up his players, he's talking up his quarterback, but I didn't love the interview from Walter Nolan. He seemed kind of like too cool for school, not maybe the brightest bulb on the shelf. Like, I don't know. There was something about him that didn't scream like Lions prospect to me. So, Walter Nolan, do I leave him? Do I scratch him? I mean, you guys know I'm a big interview guy. I'm a big, what do you say? How do you present yourself? Do you love football type of guy? And I didn't necessarily feel that from Walter Nolan. I think I've seen other things where he's going to do this, he's going to do that. I'm the best player in the draft. I am scratching Walter Nolan right now from my list as a target or a, focus target for the Lions. Nick Scorton from Texas A&M, edge rush, big body. Does he produce? Does he not? What is he? Is the pros? Is he an athlete? Is he going to be productive? It's kind of one of those question marks with him and Shamar Stewart. Like, I'm going to go ahead and scratch Nick Scorton because I feel like maybe he's there later or maybe he's not a Lions type of guy. He's going to be scratched as well. For the time being on this list. So let me do this. I'm going to keep the show a little bit shorter. One, because it's been a crazy day. Two, because we got Red Wings and Canadians coming on here shortly in about less than 10 minutes. And I need to hit the treadmill and I want to get some grubbage. So we're going to keep this flagship Detroit Koolaid Cast a little bit shorter. But I got at least 6, 7, 8 more names to get to, so we'll do that at the backside of the break and see if we can't get this list to 2, 3, 4 guys that I really, really want at pick 28 or just for the Lions in general. So everybody, thank you so much for listening to the show, sharing the show, retweeting the show, telling your buddies and people they need to listen to the show, repping the show. You know what it is, all those things. So please keep doing that. It really helps us out, and we're trying to pump out the content Mondays and Fridays. Detroit Kool-Aid packets, usually 10, 15, maybe upwards of 20 minutes for the most part. And then on the flagship is usually where we get me and At Chops and the D and possibly a guest for 30, 45, 50, 60 minutes. But I'm trying to keep things shorter because I've finally I've reached the point where I'm coming to that if I see something on YouTube and it's like 55 minutes or an hour and a half or anything over 45 or even over 30 sometimes, I bypass it. So I assume you guys are like that too, where you want like 20 minutes of content, takes, opinions, sound drops, gimmicks, all the stuff we normally try to bring you on the show, but tight, quick, get in, get out, listen at the gym, listen on the drive home. So we're trying to do more of that if possible. But you know what happens when me and Chops get on the mic. We start arguing. I got to listen to Chops talk for 20 minutes about Jared Goff. Next thing you know, the show's an hour. I mean, it's kind of just what happens. So, everybody, let me take a quick break, get our great sponsors in. I know we've been hearing sponsors throughout the show. It really helps us out. You can fast forward through them. It still helps us out. Everybody, I'll come back and start scratching or keeping more NFL draft prospects because we got to get this figured out for the Lions. I'll be right back. All right, everybody. This goes out to my fantasy football fans out there. Now, you probably heard about Reality Sports Online, the most powerful fantasy sports platform where owners can build and manage their fantasy team like a real NFL general manager. But the question is, have you tried it? I mean, we're talking free agency, multi-year contracts, rookie drafts, multi-team trades. You can put franchise tags on guys. It's as close as you're going to get to being an NFL GM. But do you think it sounds complicated? It's not. I'm here to tell you it's the best thing about Reality Sports Online is it's just more fun than your normal fantasy league, but it doesn't take barely any more time. After all this, are you still not sure? I mean, come on now. You can test your general manager skills by going over to Reality Sports Online, call it RSO. Please go check out realitysportsonline.com right now. Kool-Aid drinkers, I'm back. Thank you so much for listening to the show. Doing all the things you do. Hit me up on Twitter. Give me a follow. Tell a friend. Go check out this Oakery guy. He has takes, opinions, plays gimmicks, and likes to talk sports. So let's not mess around. Let's get right back into this. So I did mention Shamar Stewart. I think he's the bigger, more athletic, obviously, between him and Nick Scored, and I'm more highly rated. I think one of the main rankings we use, he's in like the top 10 or 15. So I'm going to keep Shamar Stewart on my list. But Akre doesn't have any production. He's got 1.5 sacks in 2 years. Yeah, I know all this, yet I look and he's like 6'5", 270, athletic freak, high prospect, high ceiling, lots of potential. I'm going to bet on that. He's going to stay on my list. Now, this next name is interesting. Malachi Starks, the do-everything safety from Georgia. I swear when the process started, this guy was like a top 8 prospect or going to be picked in top 8. Then it was like, he's dipping a little, maybe like top 12. Then I started seeing some bula, some rumor innuendo, some just some jive talk saying he's gonna maybe be like, I don't know. They got Malachi Starks now in 15. Now I see him at 20, and I've seen recent mocks that have him going like 25 to 28. So if I'm telling you, if Malachi Starks is there, this is the type of player the Lions would like. They would move their defense around for him. They would use him and BB as chess pieces. Like, he's staying on my list because he seems more and more realistic now, whereas before it was like top 10, top 15 guy, just don't even worry about it. But he's staying on my list, and I would sort of love it if this player is available and highly consider him, even though like we feel like safety is not a need, except for you look at it and you go, you got 2 bodies and a bunch of ho-hum bowling alley candidates behind them, and you can't operate like that. Even at running back, even at receiver, even at other positions on defense, whether it be corner or even when we think we have linebacker depth. You're like an injury or 2 away from having no one on your depth chart. So I'm all for bolstering the spot, especially when Kirby, BB, and Malachi Stark can be very versatile and help your defense. So he's staying on my list. This next name is getting a lot of pub too. I'm seeing him recently talked about with the Lions, BPA, stud player, just was in a bad situation. I'm hearing people on Twitter kind of go back and forth with me about how this guy was good, he wasn't as bad as I say, he's got all this talent. And like, I'm torn on it because last year heading into my college fantasy football draft, Luther Burden III from Mizzou was like the top guy on my list, and I think I got him as like the 4th, 5th, 6th overall prospect in that draft, and I was ecstatic. I was like, I just got the best receiver and probably the best player in all of college football is what I thought at the time. Then as the season progressed, I gave him some grace where he started out kind of not producing. He just needs some time, had a couple bad games. It was like week after week with Luther Burden where he just had horrible, I'm talking like 1 catch for 6 yards, 2 for 18, and no touchdowns. Consistently. I almost had to drop this player. He was so bad. A couple games he showed up big. Lots of kind of lazy, I felt like, routes, drops, looks the part with the swaggy mouthpiece and the talent and the just get him the football all over the field and he'll make plays, but he didn't make plays. I don't think he had a bunch of injuries. He just did not produce. So Luther Burden III from Mizzou is like, he's a scratch off my list right now. I still think like you team him up with a great quarterback and in the right situation, and he's from St. Louis, which is like, he's got some JMO type ties when it comes to that, about being a gritty, grimy, talented wide receiver, but I just haven't seen enough want to. And so, like, normally I'm a talent type of guy, but you have to have that football character and production, and just, I don't see it. So as much as I could see the Lions taking a receiver prospect, I can't see them really taking a Luther Burden unless Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell just love this guy's talent and know that with Jared Goff and with the other receivers, he'll make our offense like unbelievable, which if they see that, great. I'm happy to have him, but for me, right now, he's off my list. Prince, I can't pronounce your last name, from Ole Miss. O-L-E Miss. This guy's intriguing. I mean, I still need to do more homework on him, but I feel like he's a guy that there's some production, there's some upside, there's some rush, inside, outside, things to his game. He seems like he's not like a round one guy. I see him a lot like late round, middle round 2, whatever it is. So I think this prospect, this player, has some Lions type fits to him, or especially if you get him at a good value at pick 60. But for right now and for this exercise, I'm going to scratch him as far as what I'm looking at now. Donovan Jackson, the interior guard from that school down south, that vanquished school, that school that sucks, that school that we shall not speak of. Like, I don't know. I mean, I feel like I saw tape on this guy and I was very underwhelmed. I was like, I heard people say he's a perfect player for the Lions. He's plug and play. He's similar things to what I heard about Jonah Jackson, who I was a fan of a few years ago when the Lions took him. I said that pre-draft. I think I even picked Jonah Jackson with one of my live picks, and the Lions took him as well. It's one of the few I've actually said, like, take Jonah Jackson, in the 3rd round, and then the Lions took him in the 3rd round. That's with the same pick, which was crazy. Donovan Jackson, I don't know. I need to do more re-up, more homework right now. I feel like he looked clumsy. He's not a built athlete. He's kind of sloppy. It just, I don't know. I'm scratching Donovan Jackson off my wish list right now for this exercise. Tet McMillan, the wide receiver from Arizona. I like this player a lot. Like in college the last couple of years, very productive, dynamic, go get the football, big, high at the catch point, can also catch a bubble and take it to the house. Like, I like a lot of things about him. What I don't like about him is the rumor innuendo that's coming out recently that he doesn't love football, he doesn't watch football, he doesn't see a reason to watch tape, he doesn't do this, he doesn't do that. I mean, you hear a lot of that, and some of it's smokescreen, some of it's overblown, some of it's something he said 4 or 5 years ago. Maybe he's changed. I just see this guy going like top 18, won't be there for the Lions. Probably not a guy they would love anyway, if that's the true. You do have to like the talent, though, but for now, he's off my list. Matthew Golden, the wide receiver from Texas, crazy speed, takes the top off the defense. I think I said he's like a route runner previously. The more I've looked into him, he's not necessarily like a tactical route runner. He does what he does, and he does it really well type of guy, which is usually beat you with like double moves, up over the top, dynamic, catch a little over route and just house it. I mean, we feel like we already had that with J-Mo. And I mean, Matthew Golden, too, is like, he'll go to the Cowboys, he'll go to one of these wide receiver, we just want weapons type of team, and he'd be decent, but is he going to be like an all-everything type of pro? I don't think so. So he's going to be off my list for the time being, even though I did hype him up in previous pods of maybe just like a BPA. Brad Holmes loves him. Dan Campbell thinks he's a weapon, he's a chess piece, how you going to guard our defense with Gold and J-Mo, Amon-Ra, and Patrick, and the multi-dimensional, positionless, wait for it, elite weapon, Jahmyr Gibbs, who has a horrible number. By the way, I saw the number 0 again, that big, block, bulky, disgusting 0 with Jahmyr Gibbs in the black or the white crispy or whatever I saw on NFL Shop, and I was like, I'm sure he'll make it look decent when he plays, but for a fan, that's a horrible looking number on our new jersey. It would have even looked better with that old 0 they used to have that was like slanted and skinny. But that block, bulky, mesh, dots on it, number 0 on the new Lions uniforms just looked horrible. It looked horrible for Terrion. It looked horrible for Gibbs. Like, I don't know, man. I can't see how he would love that when he's like a swagged out, elite athlete, playmaker, persons, just baller. Why would he want 0 with that block series? Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. Him, Demo, Sammy Biscuits, for all the supporters. Like, I could see where you put all those offensive weapons, and maybe that's what the Lions want to do. But that's not what I want to do in this exercise. So when I look back, the only names I have that I didn't scratch on this short list that I made, I'm sure there's 10 other names I should be talking about. They should be in consideration right now. But honestly, Gray Zabel, Ezeraku from Boston College, Derek Harmon, Shamar Stewart, and Malachi Starks are the only people, and Walker. Was it Jalen Walker from Georgia? Edge rush, kind of freaky, bendy, will get after you type player made my list. So when I look at those names, how do I whittle it down? What are my favorites? How do I stack it? I mean, looking at it just off the top, I feel like Starks and Walker, the 2 Georgia cats, are the top rated players. And then you would probably go Shamar Stewart. And then Zabel and Ezeraku are kind of in that same type of mix. And then you would have Derek Harmon after that. So that's similar how I'd stack it as well when you're talking about talent, where they would go, how excited I would be if they were there, if they drop a bit, if the Lions could move up. So I'd probably stack it Malachi Starks. I guess I'll put Jalen Walker next, Shamar Stewart. I'm going to put my boy Gray Zabel above Ezeraku, even though I'm really starting to feel like everything's trending that Ezeraku is the most, realistic, the easiest pick to make, kind of has length and get after the quarterback, a production, good teammate, all the things you look for. So it's a very easy turn the pick in. Everybody would probably be happy with that type of selection. And then Harmon as the everybody else is gone. The Lions love this guy. They love interior, big physical rushers that are stout, and he fits all those. So everybody, that's my stack of kind of whittling down this list. Malachi Starks, Jalen Walker, Shamar Stewart, Gray Zabel, D. Ezeraku from Boston College, Derek Harmon from Oregon, interior rusher. Everybody, I know I didn't play a bunch of gimmicks. I didn't give you a whole bunch of random takes. I wanted to just talk draft prospects, get in and out in less than 30. Wings are about to drop the puck. I can't get enough NFL draft, but I don't have enough time in my life right now. There's not enough hours in the day to do what I got to do. Drink in the draft, do 3 pods, laugh it up. But I'm doing my best, and we're doing our best here on the Koolaid Cast. So everybody, I hope you enjoyed this exercise. Thank you so much for supporting the pod. That's what I got. And I'll catch you next time right here on the Detroit Koolaid Cast. Take care, everybody. I'm out.
Pack the bag, start the plane. This game is over. It is over. What a comeback by the Lions! Drink it in, man.